So stamp duty has been temporarily removed for purchases up to £500,000. So you might be thinking, is now the best time to buy? And if it is, how do you actually do it? Well, fear not, because in this video, I'm going to be giving you my own hot tips on how you can actually buy your own house and how you can actually save up for your deposit as well. Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Veronia, and if you don't know who I am, I talk about all things to do with money, your career, and having a positive mindset for success. So if that does sound great to you, then be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell notification below so you don't miss out on any new videos. So I do think British people love property, and I think we're at the point where we're very obsessed with it. So it's no wonder that people went crazy when Rishi Sunak made the announcement for the stamp duty changes. And he basically said that there would be a temporary scrap of stamp duty until the 31st of March 2021 if you decide to buy your main home and it's under £500,000. Obviously, if you purchase something that's a bit more expensive, then you would pay no stamp duty on the first £0 to £500,000, and then you would just pay stamp duty above that. But let's dial back a little bit, because you might be thinking, what is stamp duty and why is it so important? So stamp duty land tax is basically the tax you pay when you buy a property or land over a certain price in England or Northern Ireland. So just like when you're working, you can get taxed, you can also get taxed on your property as well. So the amount of stamp duty you pay will actually depend on where you are in the UK and also the price of property. So the fact that it's been temporarily removed means that you could potentially make massive savings. Plus, this cut isn't just applicable for first-time buyers. If you've previously owned a home, you could benefit from this as well. But if you are looking to invest in property and, for example, you're looking to get a buy-to-let, you would still have to pay the additional stamp duty. So you've decided this is a great opportunity and you really want to buy your property as soon as possible. As well as that, interest rates are very, very low at the moment. So where do you actually start? The first tip I would give you is to really look at your goals. Now, I do think I've probably mentioned looking at your goals in a couple of videos, but it is really important, and the reason why is because the stamp duty might be a really good saving, but it's not the only opportunity where you can make a saving in your property purchase. So if it's not your time, it's not your time. Buying a house is a huge chunk of change, and it's really not something you should be rushing into. I also think you should be really looking at your own personal situation as well. So look through your finances, look through your bank statements. Are you going to be able to afford that property? Will you still have a stable income over the year even if the economy tanks? If you lost your job, would you still be able to afford mortgage payments at least for a good few months before you find another job? If you do worry that your finances may be unstable, or you might be at risk of losing your job over the next few months, then it might just be better to rent until you get a bit more stability, or until the economy picks up. Because the last thing you want to do is end up buying the house and then the next month you're made redundant, and then you have no idea how you're going to be able to afford those mortgage payments. Also, look at your long-term goals. Depending on your situation, it might be better to rent for now. So try to really think about your personal situation, and hopefully that will help you to decide whether now is the best time to buy or not. So the second tip I would give you is to think about what type of property you're looking for and what can you actually afford. This is where you can really start to do your research. So where do you want to live? What are the average prices? Are you looking for a house or flat? 1 bed or 3 bed? Would you want to be really close to the city, or you're not too bothered? I would say location is quite important, because property prices can really vary depending on where you live. If you choose to live in the southeast of England, that's probably going to be a lot more expensive than the northeast, for example. And please really look at your affordability, because you might really want a £600,000 property, but if your income means that you can only afford £200,000, then you're probably going to have to think twice. Hello, I'm just inquiring about mortgages, please. I mean, the house I'm looking to buy is around £1 million mark. My income? Why do you need that? Yeah, of course I can afford it. Now, if you are looking to get a mortgage on that property, a really good tool is using a mortgage calculator. And I really like using it because once I put my income into the calculator, it will then calculate the minimum and maximum amount of mortgage that I'm probably likely to get. I can also potentially see what my monthly payments are likely to be. So I will be sure to put some links down in the description below. But I would just try to use the calculator as a guide, because I do think you want to be realistic in how much you can actually afford to pay each month. So really try to be conservative with that. The next tip I would give is really think about your extra costs. because even if you don't end up paying any stamp duty, you're still going to have to pay for any extra fees. So this might include things like legal fees, mortgage arrangement fees, evaluation fee, any surveys, so it can add up. Also, if you currently don't have an emergency fund, you might want to consider including this as well, because the last thing you'll want to deal with is as soon as you move into your new house, there's an emergency on the first day. Yes, I do need a new boiler. Sorry, how much? The fourth tip I would give you is to look at your credit score and improve it if you haven't already. I would really encourage you to check and try to improve your credit score before you actually apply for your mortgage as well. Because if it turns out that your credit score actually isn't great, lenders might not lend to you. So you might struggle to get a mortgage. I have been thinking about doing a future video on improving your credit score, so if that is of interest, then just let me know in the comments below. But definitely look at your credit report. You really don't want to see any surprises, because it may turn out that a few years ago you actually missed a payment on your phone bill, and that could have a major impact on your credit score. Again, there are free resources where you can check out your score, so I will put some links in the description below. And whilst you're down there, you may as well subscribe as well. So once you've got an idea about what property you would like and how much it's likely to cost, you would need to figure out how much your deposit is likely to be and how much you would need to save overall, remembering to also include those extra costs as well. So let's say, as an example, you want to purchase a 1-bedroom flat that's likely to cost about £150,000. And with that, you may want to pay 10% of the purchase as your deposit, plus an extra 5% for any additional costs and also your emergency fund. So basically, you'll need to save up about 15% of the purchase price. And if I've done my maths right, that is likely to be about £22,500. Now let's say you really want to buy your property in March so that you can take advantage of the stamp duty changes. Now I'm recording this video in August, so in this particular example, if you started saving from August through till March, you would need to save just over £2,800 a month. Note that in this example, I'm not taking into account any savings before August. So even though this does sound like a lot of money to save each month, you may have already started saving before August. So how much you need to save till March could be a lot lower. And then once you've got that figure, you need to work out how you're actually going to save for it. Now, if you are looking to buy your first home, there are government schemes you can use like the Lifetime ISA, and that lets you save up to about £4,000 a year for your first home or retirement. And it will also give you a cash bonus of £1,000 on top. Again, I'll put some links in the description below so that you can get a bit more information. But the other thing you can do is budget and really cut your costs. Now I have not one, but 2 budgeting videos, which I would really encourage you to watch because I talk about different tips and strategies that you can use to really save as much as possible. I've also got a video on how you can actually save your money quickly. So again, I will put all these links in the description below. But really, you want to be cutting costs as much as possible so that you can put that towards your savings. And actually, the more disposable income you have, the better, because then lenders will see that you wouldn't really struggle to pay for that mortgage, especially because you don't have a lot of expenses. I feel like I've gone through quite a lot of detail already, and I haven't actually gone through the house buying process. So if you do want me to do a video on that, then just let me know in the comments below. But hopefully this will give you a good start. If you did like this video, then be sure to give me a thumbs up because it does really help with the YouTube algorithm. I do post every single Friday as well, so if you are looking for more, then be sure to subscribe to my channel. And I will see you next week.